If you've never seen this orange color in person, you really need to see it, because in shade or in sunlight, this color changes to different hues, as you can see here. But it's one striking color, and combined with the carbon fiber accents, this car turns heads, I think, pretty much no matter where the owner takes this car. Check it out as we show you some of the carbon bits that we do install in this vehicle. From the interior to the exterior, every carbon piece was designed and built to match this owner's preference. Small details do make a big difference. So you can see some of the pieces here. This is the lower gauge cluster trim and the steering column. So all these pieces will be installed in this video, so check it out. Hey fellas, Rick here again with another episode on our channel. Today we got another NSX behind us. You know, generally speaking, NSXs are pretty rare cars. You know, just to see one out in the wild is pretty unusual. To see a first gen or second gen is pretty cool. But the second gen cars are even more rare, because most people have never seen one of these. You go to a Cars and Coffee meet, you probably never ever run into one, unless you're in, you know, areas like California where there's a lot more of these. Total, I think they made 2,900 of these, but I believe in 2017 when it was introduced, this color wasn't even out yet. So 2019 was when the thermal orange color came out. And since then, we've done probably, I would say, 3 to 4 of these orange cars. But this particular one behind me, the 2020 thermal orange, is a particular one we wanted to show you today, because the guy came in, I think when he first bought the car, it was brand new. He drove it straight here, had 100 miles on it, and we started working on it. I think back then he started with a carbon steering wheel, and we did some carbon fiber vinyl wrap. Fast forward 3 years later, this car's got pretty much everything on it. I mean, this is sitting on here behind me. It's got the AIM-Gen body kit. We put the carbon fiber hood vents in. We've done most of the interior for the car now. We're doing the door handles next. We got a lot of pieces. So today, I just want to give you a walkthrough of the vehicle and what's happened to the car in the last 3 years. And what you see behind me is the finished product. So follow along as we go in depth with this 2020 Thermal Orange. Installing the nose beak, we definitely recommend you remove the bumper. There's only 3 plugs here as shown that you have to remove, 1 at the bottom and 2 at the top. There's 4 10mm bolts, then there's a bunch of T30 bolts underneath, so you recommend getting like a power screwdriver to remove the bottom ones, but it's definitely worth removing the bumper. Here you can see the bumper off the car. It's pretty self-explanatory here. You can see the plugs are all exposed now. There's that 1 plug that we unplugged earlier for the bumper sensor. You can see the silver Phillips screws. These 2 at the bottom are the ones that are hard to reach. Then you got a couple more at the top, which you might be able to reach those. But again, taking the bumper off is a lot safer and easier. Here you can see the scrape armor also being installed on the bottom of the bumper to prevent scrapes. Looking at our carbon nose beaks, you can see the carbon is split in a V shape, similar to the factory carbon. This is one of the cool features of our nose beaks, besides being made of full carbon fiber. We spend most of our time inside the car, but most people don't pay attention to the inside. We love to clean up the interior with some carbon bits, as you can see here. One of the big dramatic pieces is the seat covers. Take a look at these things. They really make the interior pop compared to the stock ones, which you see here we haven't installed yet. It's an easy piece to install, and it really changes the look of the car. We started doing this for the R8 community and now doing it for the NSX community. Take a look. The gloss carbon really pops. The centerpiece for every car is the steering wheel, you know, because this is the piece you touch and look at every day. But these are some other carbon parts that we're going to be installing on the Thermal Orange. These are the steering column pieces that go on the top and bottom. When they're finished, they look really nice. How does our carbon match up to the factory OEM carbon? So I'm just going to scan here real quick. You can look at all 3 of these. One of them is not the same as the other 2. Obviously this one is just gloss finish, that's why it looks different. Both of these are matte, but if you look closely at them, they all look about the same. Now our design is a little bit different, so I'm going to tell you right now, this is the OEM one. Okay, so the OEM one, you can tell it's OEM because the bottom is a two-piece plastic if you look at it, right? So it's been glued in there. So when you look at it from inside the car, it's actually plastic. The way ours is designed, it's actually 100% carbon. There is no two-piece design. We eliminated it. So this is the one-piece design, full carbon. So when you look inside the car, you actually see the carbon underneath, similar to what you see with McLaren. This one right here, same thing, full carbon. This is our piece, but this is the gloss finish. So if you want to see how it looks, we actually have the gloss one in this particular thermal orange. So we're going to walk over here and take a peek. This customer, you know, he's done a lot of carbon, our gloss carbon. You can see seats, steering wheel, dash trim. So he wanted the gloss carbon outside. So here you can see it from the outside. You go inside, that's the gloss carbon hood. Take a quick peek inside the car. We wish this is how Acura provided the car. No metal trims, gloss carbon. Of course, we also offer the trims in matte as well. So you can see here, side by side, this is the matte version. This is the gloss version. We offer this in both finishes, so when you order, you can let us know which one you like, gloss or matte. All right, thanks for watching.
The single most dramatic piece you can put on the outside of the NSX is probably these hood vents. When we designed these hood vents, we wanted them to be OEM designed and shaped, so they use the factory metal grills which are transferred over. We do have a video on our YouTube channel that shows you how to install these if you're curious, but otherwise the look is pretty dramatic when it's installed on the vehicle. Here the gloss hood vents are installed on a thermal orange, as you can see. When Acura designed the Type S rear diffuser, they really knocked it out of the park. I mean, it looked amazing. But what about for the rest of the guys with the 17 to 21 NSXs? Well, take a look at this AIM-Gen rear diffuser that we installed. This particular piece is really well made. We were very impressed with the quality, the fitment, as well as the tabs. Sometimes, you know, carbon pieces, they look great from the outside, but you try to install it and you realize it's not the same quality. But that is not the case here. This AIM-Gen piece, I think, took 3 months to arrive, but it does look pretty good. And the way it fits and the way it designs, it does use the factory screw holes. It's actually notched to fit into the rear bumper of the factory car. So you do have to remove the rear bumper, which you saw earlier. Once the bumper is removed, then this piece kind of replaces it. You have to be real careful with each part of it. We did notice the stock exhaust didn't fit as well, so we had to make some modifications there to align it with the exhaust system. Here you can see that we're modifying the holes a little bit, but otherwise the overall fitment of the diffuser itself was very good. We didn't have to do any modifications to that part, and it did clip right into the factory system. So take a look at the finished result here. There are subtle differences between the way this diffuser looks and the Type S diffuser. Each one is unique in the way it's shaped. The AIM-Gen piece actually sticks out a little bit further than the Type S version. They both have a little indentation where the license plate is, but the one on the Type S is a little bit shorter, whereas this one is more pronounced and a little bit longer. You can see it kick up here in the back end. This is one of those pieces that if you see it on the car, you'll be like, wow, it does look really good. And you almost be hard pressed to tell it from the stock piece, which I think that speaks to the quality of the design. So take a look at the front and the rear. I mean, it just flows very nicely together. Taking a peek at the engine bay, you can see even the charge pipes and the center shroud has been carefully color matched to the rest of the vehicle. This owner wanted every part of the car addressed. The interior is no exception. Every part from the steering wheel to the mode control knob to the start button has all been carefully picked and selected to match all the other components. This car doesn't look anything like the factory NSX anymore because all the interior metal has been deleted. Everything has been done with an upscale touch and feel, including the paddle shifters here. Well, we hope you enjoy watching this transformation of this Orange NSX from stock to what it looks like now. Each of the parts were carefully picked by the owner to complement each other, and I think he did an awesome job with the finished product. This car definitely turns heads no matter where you go, and we hope you enjoyed this video. Until next time, we'll be back with another video. Thank you for watching, and we always appreciate your support. Bye-bye.